Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone watching this. Thank you so much for saying yes to this very spontaneous video. I woke up this morning wanting to do a Q&A or wanting to give some more value because I want to make sure I do everything I can in my humble human reality, capacity, power to instill in you this habit of receiving. We are experts at listening to trainings on setting goals, how to set targets, use this formula, use this strategy. We're so good at setting our eyes on something, but the path to get there is filled with doubt, resistance, procrastination, beliefs, past mistakes, you name it, right? There's just so many things that get in the way from us actually allowing us to move forward and getting there. Most of us are walking through life with what feels like a tether, right? Like, you're like, I really want to lose weight. I really, but it's like we have a tether around us, right? And so we're not moving anywhere near as fast as we want to or as we could. So everything I teach, everything I do is with the intention of helping you remember that perhaps the tether is not really there, that it feels real, the resistance feels real, the inner battle, the inner ego struggle is real. However, maybe you've not been shown the truth. You just sometimes need to take the veil off and see something. And I'm here to do just that, right? That's why sometimes people resist some of the stuff I say because the ego goes like, la, 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 don't listen to her because I've got some keys to your freedom that perhaps other people have not been able to express it in a way that you will actually hear it because your ego is too strong. You are too powerful. You are way too powerful. You are way too strong. You're way too smart. And sometimes our mind, our beliefs, our past resist that. And you need a strong, powerful, badass person with a strong, loud, real wisdom voice to help you cut through all that noise so that you can get to accessing that potential that you know you have inside. Because every single one of you has a passion and a talent. Like this, if you agree, send me a note, show me an emoji, show me that you have a passion and a talent about something, right? There's something that you feel extremely passionate and extremely talented about. So do I. And maybe you've not made it to the point where that passion and talent and career are all aligned. Maybe your personality, your career, your passions, and your talents are all in different places. And you want to make sure that they align. And you want to take all the steps for all these things to align, okay? Beautiful. That's exactly what I'm about. So just real quick, because I'm recording this video, some people are going to watch it live, some people are going to watch the replay, and that's okay. So I want to say just a little bit about me, and then I'm going to jump straight into 7 and more ways that I feel. I'm going to oversimplify it, but I truly hope that you are open to hear it and you start practicing this because it really works. So just real quick about me before I jump into that. So listen, I'm Maru and I have a pretty cool name, I think. I'm from Venezuela. And for the past 7 years, full time, I have been helping people get out of their own way. I help people build celebrity brands. I've coached Olympic athletes. I'm a badass at marketing. I'm really good with words. I help people turn their stories into something that is understood by others. English is my third language, and for some reason I have this gift of languages. I speak a little bit of Hindi, a little bit of Greek, some Turkish. My second language is Italian, which I can't speak really well. So, I have a brilliant mind when it comes to creativity and when it comes to expressing, and I have an ability to help people step into that as well so that they can express themselves and what they do and what they're about in a way that really resonates with other people. And so I do that, but I also help bring out that authenticity in people because being yourself is the scariest thing in the world, right? A lot of people talk about authenticity and vulnerability, but shaving your legs in public or shaving your legs on national TV or on an Instagram live is not vulnerable. There's no vulnerability in that. You know what's vulnerable? Sitting down with your husband or with your partner and telling them that what they're doing is not okay, that they're crossing their boundaries, that they're not being who they said they were. That's vulnerable, right? Vulnerable is to tell a client, listen, I need to let you go because you're letting yourself down. And I wish I could do more, but I'm not going to let you off the hook. right? So vulnerability and authenticity are things that I stand for, that I'm real about, that I help people be so comfortable with themselves that they can be naked in public, or metaphorically, physically, and that too. So that's something else that is just an ingredient of who I am and what I activate in people. And then the third thing I would say is I truly help people with their abundance, physically and internally, right? Open up to receiving so they can receive miracles and they can feel different about the reality. Because I do believe that heaven on earth is like the real definition of heaven. I know that I feel like we can create our own heaven, and it doesn't look like palaces and gold and servants and Instagram followers and like $1 million. Look, I just had an incident last night. Some of you saw it, where somebody wrote me a nasty gram saying, oh, who are you? You're a nobody. You have under 600 subscribers on YouTube. I have 1.2 million followers. You are nobody. That's exactly what I heard. And I was like, wow, thank you for proving my point. Even having millions of followers doesn't guarantee happiness, and it doesn't guarantee peace, or it doesn't guarantee success, right? And I would love to have 10 million followers, but most importantly, I want to keep transmitting and sharing who I am. So these are some of the things that are, what I stand for. My 3 top values are humility, authenticity, and freedom. And this didn't used to be like this. It used to be more like success and fame and recognition and money, and that cost me a lot. It cost me not being a good mom. It cost me a lot of money, because when you value like the recognition piece and how other people perceive you, you're going to give a lot of shit about what people think about you. And you're going to spend a lot of money and time and energy on like working towards success. And although that's something I help you with and I help everyone with, right? And through infinite receiving, through all these actions I'm going to talk about, I want you to achieve success. I most importantly want you to figure out what is that definition of success for you, because like I proved, you can have 1 million followers and then you can also be an asshole. And that is just not something I want to help perpetuate in the world. So everything you're going to hear me talk about is a lot of holistic stuff, but very practical, right? Very existential and very metaphysical, but I'm also one of the most grounded, practical people I know. And with that, I've had just tremendous success, even on like a really slow year for my business, for example, it's like $250,000. That last year was $250,000 year for my business, and it was slow, right? This year is like a multiple 6-figure year already, and it's slow. So when I say, I just want you to know that there is a way that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all your shit together, and you can still have both that internal humility, awesome success where you don't need all the limelight, and you can also succeed externally, right? So I stand for that, and I want to be that picture of possibility for more and more people. So if you're here and you want other people to listen to this, bring them on, sisters. That's why I wanted to do this quick training, so that you could tell, you could see. I think I have something on my lip. Hold on. I don't want to go 20 minutes here with something. I think it's like a brush thing for my brush. Anyway, having said this, bring him on. So this is my dirty mirror, but I want to start by saying something about mirrors, right? I always say that you cannot see the color of your own eyes. You can't see the color of your own eyes. Do you guys agree with that? By the way, are you here with me? Because I'm not seeing any comments or anything. So let me just log into my computer real quick. Can you see the color of your own eyes? The truth of the matter is, unless I'm looking at myself in a selfie or in a mirror, or somebody is telling me, you cannot see the color of your own eyes. And so some of these things I'm going to talk to you about today are the result of beliefs. The actions that you take or that you do not take are the result of inner core beliefs about, your past or yourself or your upbringing or your legacy or something, right? They're the result of belief or lack thereof, right? And you just can't see the color of your own eyes. So I come to you, I show up in your life. Thank you so much for the comments. I feel like I'm seeing them now. There you go. Okay, so I am not alone here. Thank you. Thank you for helping me see them. Okay, cool. So you can't see the color of your own eyes. So everything I do, this actions I'm going to talk about are ways for you to reflect, right? Because I'm going to point some things out that you may be doing that are showing in a demonstrating way that perhaps you don't feel like you deserve to receive. Perhaps you're working really hard, you're trying to lose the weight, you're trying to go for a better job, a better pay raise, or a better something, but deep down you don't believe that it's going to happen or that you don't believe you deserve it. So I'm just going to give you some examples and I'm going to jump straight in. With the intention that you experience magic, we've been doing tons of free classes, tons of free stuff here the past a couple weeks ago and this week with the Infinite Receiving Money Challenge and the free Spiritual Prosperity class. If you have not listened to any of this, oh my gosh, great! I'm so excited because you get to hear all of it and it's free. I want you to enjoy it because more and more people need to know the ways that they are unconsciously just like shooting themselves in the foot and leaving money on the table left and right. Okay, so with the intention that you experience magic, I want to go ahead and start with number one. What is the number one thing, action, awareness, realization that I want you to think about right now, whether or not you do it? And this action or this thing is going to demonstrate whether or not you believe that you deserve and you're open to receive. So step number one or action number one is when something good happens to you, do you say, yes? Yes, of course. Thank you. Right? That's my recommendation, that when something good happens, you say, yes. Yes, of course. Thank you. More, please. As opposed to, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening to me. I can't believe this is happening to me. No way. Can you hear the difference? By the way, this is my magic wand that I'm using as my lucky charm today. A friend of mine made me this by hand magic wand, and I decided to put it, like, I'm just gonna wear it today for a sign of good luck. Do you ever, right? Like when things happen to you, good things happen, are you like, thank you, universe, more please, thank you, God, yes, 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 yes. Or your instinct is to say, no effing way, are you serious? That never happens to me, I never win anything. Okay, which camp are you? The yes, of course, or the disbelief? Okay, so if you show disbelief and skepticism, that shows that deep down you're closed off because you don't think good things happen to you because of your history, right? So first action I want you to encourage to take is from now on, when something good happens, check yourself and make your default, yes, of course, thank you, babe Jesus, Santa Claus, Bugs Bunny, Donald Trump, whoever is out there that's moving the mountain in the world, like, thank you, more please. But if you're in disbelief, Infinite Receiving, this is the perfect place for you to be, and Infinite Receiving will help you completely rewire your language. Okay, so cool. Action number two, when you're about to embark on something, right? I want you to start saying, ooh, how can I nail this? How can I do good with this? Instead of, I hope I don't fuck this up. Excuse my French, but most of the people that are sort of closed off or in disbelief, or they're like overwhelmed by the past and like their mistakes or their traumas or their frustrations and the entire lifetime of things, right? That feels like it's clogging up their belief and their faith and their abundance. Most of us, when presented with an opportunity, right, we freak out and we shrink. So if I say, Miriam, I want you to come work for me and I will pay you 5,000 pounds a month, right? Yes, more please. First of all, I want you to say yes, more please. And then she'll probably be like, I hope I don't let her down. I hope I show up. I hope I don't fuck this up. Which one are you? Do you default to, I hope I don't mess this up. I hope I do okay. I hope. Or do you default to like, how can I nail this? So from now on, what are you going to say, right? Like that's another thing and guys, I'm giving you so much because I have so much more to give. I'm not a hoarder. I believe that if I can help spark something in you that will consequently help you go be a better mom or a better human, a better entrepreneur, a better career person, then I know that's coming back to me a millionfold in different ways that I even know how. But yeah, so action number two is, how can I do good with this? Like, how can I nail this? So many times I found, oops, I just lost my earring. So many times I found myself telling my boyfriend, because he'll be like, let's change the things in the backyard. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do that. I can't. And I have to catch myself. And I'm like, I don't know how, but I'll figure it out. I don't know how, but we'll figure it out. And it gives me the nerves, but I say yes to it. And that's how life can show up for you too, right? So, those are 2 really good ones, aren't they? We're going to number 3. And something important to note about this, my friends. This is my magic wand that I just broke. Oh, no. Yes, I'm always this crazy and this fun and this powerful. Okay, so something important to note is like you're probably wondering like, what is saying yes more please, and what is saying how can I nail this do have anything to do with money and receiving? It has everything to do with it, right? Because if when I say like, Stacy, here's an opportunity for you to do all these amazing things, and your instant reaction is like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure, Maru, like, I don't know, I don't want to mess this up. Like nothing good happens to me. Let me think about it. I'm going to consult my husband. Like, look, there's nothing wrong with that. I am not shaming anyone, because that's also my default reactions to some things. I'm much better at it than I've ever been, right? At the same time, what is your instant reaction when the universe or the God or like abundance shows up for you? You're like, I'm not sure. Let me turn my back on it because I don't know if I can be held responsible or held accountable for this, right? It's disbelief. So when deep down we don't believe, then it's just gonna be harder for things to show up. So all these things are connected, and they're just symptoms of how you're perhaps need to be nudged into like jumping in both feet in to learning to receive more. Number 3, I'm gonna go with don't cross your fingers. I know that sounds really stupid, right? What are the actions, and this is so silly. Every time I talk about it, people are like, really? But one of the things that happened to me, I auditioned for a TED Talk in 2016, and everything was looking like I was gonna get one of the 5 spots. And it was a talk on authenticity, and it was really good. And I remember saying this declaration onto the universe. I'm like, universe, I cross everything, my feet, my toes, my legs, my arms, like everything. I cross my fingers, legs, arms, toes, everything so that this happens. I'll never forget the wave of like doubt and hesitation that came over me. Sarah, it's so good to see you here, babe. Mwah, yay. Full eye emoji, yes. Okay, so I'll never forget when I said like, oh my gosh, universe, please, like I cross my fingers, toes is there, like please help me make this happen. And I felt this wave. It was almost like a mantle had come over me and had just like covered me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know where it came from that people say, cross your fingers so that things happen. Don't ever again do that. So one of the action steps is like, anytime you want to receive something, anytime you want to open yourself up to receive something, you say like, hey, I open myself up for this check to come through. I open myself up for this to happen, right? So never again cross nothing, because crossing blocks. Like imagine if you're doing this, right, instead of being like free flowy, free open, you're doing this. It's almost like you're crossing the energies and you're blocking yourself off. One more time, this is not something that I learned on the internet. This is not something that that was taught to me. This is something that with experience with the infinite receiving miracle that most of you know about, that happened to me in a car in 2016, and then my life changed. It's all been a series of connected events that have led me to have all this realization. So we've already covered 3. How juicy are these? And real and practical. They're pretty cool, right? Okay, awesome. Thank you for those of you that are tagging other friends that really need to hear this, please. Okay, number 4, and I've already gone out of order, so give me a second so that I can make sure I don't repeat my shelf. Okay, number 4 is don't save the best for last. Oh my goodness, is this one powerful or what? So don't save the best for last. This is something you can do on a daily basis. And this is what I mean. So for example, today I am all decked out in my beautiful, you can't really see it and I have stuff showing, but whatever. I am decked out in this like really, really cool jumpsuit that I don't wear typically because I don't go anywhere. I'm usually behind my computer, right? So, but today I was like, I'm doing this and I'm going to show up. The thing is, because we think that nobody's gonna see us and who cares and who am I to wear lipstick every day, we tend to hide. And the message we're sending to ourselves, to our subconscious is, nobody's gonna see you, so who cares? But the thing is we're insulting the most important person in our universe, which is ourselves, right? Like, we're not giving ourselves that opportunity to have the best shot. And I'm not saying that every day you're supposed to put you're supposed to deck yourself out. No, this looks different for everybody. For some people, not saving the best for last is to go use a voucher for a massage that they've been hoarding or they've been procrastinating on using. For some people, it's going to look like maybe putting lipstick on. For some people, it's going to look like maybe getting rid of stuff that is just taking up space. But don't save the best for last is something that I want you to think about on a daily basis on every aspect of your life. You know, it could be that action you're procrastinating on. It could be that china that you're not using, that you only use on special occasions. Like, why? Just take it out. Like, just take it out and use it. It could be those lamb chops if you eat meat. I don't know. Like, what are you saving for last that you're saying, like, one day this will be relevant, or one day I'll get to use it? Guys, there's no better or more special occasion than the fact that you and I are both here, like, breathing and intending to expand and intending to grow and to develop and get better. Because if you're not willing to give yourself a million second chances, nobody else is going to, right? So every time that I teach, or every time that I speak like this, I try to do it in a way that I hope you know that I see you as my equal. I see you as an adult that has gone through 10 times more lifetimes than I have. I've had my own set of experiences, and they're amazing, and they're difficult, and they're this and that, but I know that every single one of us has crazy experiences and things that we've overcome. So I don't see anybody as less than. Simplemente, my Spanish is kicking in. I simply see myself in a cool spot that I get to use responsibly to help you believe that you're not your past, that you're not your mistakes, that you are not where you're at, that wherever you are, that's not where you'll end up, and that time and me will help you take care of it, right? I know I can do that because I've done that for so long. Amazing stuff. So if you stay till the end, I have some surprises. I'm gonna give away some a journal and a card deck. And if you know what I'm talking about, they're amazing. Okay, number 5. I have so many. I get to pick, right? Okay, so number 5, I'm going to talk about pedestals. I'm going to talk about pedestals because the problem with us putting people on pedestals is that every time you do that, you end up comparing yourself, right? So it's very common that when you get really mad at your husband or at your wife or your partner, whoever it is, that maybe they did something and it reminds you of, like, oh, when is this going to get better? Why can't they be like my friend's husband or girlfriend? Why can't they be like they used to be, right? So there may be an image that we have on a pedestal. There may be somebody that we see on the internet that triggers our insecurities, right? There may be, who do you have on a pedestal? And the thing about this is that most people don't know who they have on a pedestal, right? But every time we have something, an image of something on a pedestal, whether it's the image of perfect health, perfect body, perfect income, perfect business, perfect everything. Every time we have something on a pedestal, my friends, and when I say everybody has it, I promise you most people have it, right? You are instantly, the minute you acknowledge the pedestal here, you instantly have put yourself in an inferior position. You have instantly said, like, well, I'm not like Julia. She's so organized, and she's so pretty, and she's so diligent, and she's so focused, and she gets stuff done like nobody's business. And here I am watching Netflix and thinking about watching my next YouTube series. Every time we do that, yeah, Jenny, you're gonna want to go back to the beginning, because this is good. Is this good stuff or what? It's like fire, right? It's like fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire, but I'm also really calm and peaceful and excited. Okay, so every time we do this pedestal thing, what's happening is, like, you cannot reach that which you put above you. You cannot reach that which you put above you. So when you fall into a pedestal pattern or comparison, or like, this is where I'm not and this is where I'm not, you made yourself inferior. You put the other thing on top, and so you're energetically, you're just making yourself less than that thing that you're thinking is somehow better. Do you really think, just to use the example I used at the beginning, that person that has 1.2 million subscribers and was, telling me yesterday that I was a nobody, right, and that she was going to subscribe for my tiny little channel and email list. So does more being on a pedestal, like, does more make you better? No, you actually are putting yourself lower and comparing yourself to something that is not necessarily true. So my antidote to this is to remember that we are all peers in the human experience. This is one of my quotes that I want on a t-shirt. We are all peers in the human experience. Don't associate with people that put themselves on a pedestal either, because a lot of people put themselves on a pedestal. You know, like, oh, I'm so good, I'm so much better than you. And they make other people feel like shit, right? Don't associate with people like that either, because, you know, that's just my suggestion. You can do whatever the hell you want. But to me, pedestals create separation, and they create this sensation of, I'm never going to reach that, right? And the reason I say we're all peers in the human experience is because I used to put a mentor on a pedestal until one day he's like, Maru, you're my peer, you're my friend. Like, I see you as a peer. And I was like, oh my gosh, this person who I adore and I was putting on a pedestal sees me as his colleague. And I was like, absolutely. I know he's like, I literally was in a breakfast with him, and he was on the phone with Pitbull, Tony Robbins, and Brendan Burchard. I'm not going to lie. And I was like shrinking like a mofo, like, he's on the phone with Brendan Burchard, Tony Robbins, and Pitbull. Why? And I was just so nervous. And when after we talked about it, he said that to me, I was like, you know what? He's having a badass human experience. He's having a badass, really cool human experience. And so am I. And just because somebody's cleaning the floors and the other person's buying $6 million horses, just because we're having completely different human experiences right now, that doesn't mean anything. It literally doesn't mean anything. You know, how many times, and I can tell this from experience, right? Like, how many times was I getting like this first class upgrades and this invitations to speak all over the world? And then a lot of that dried up last year. And I kept having this existential conversation like, okay, is it better to be up here? Does it suck to be here where it's just not the same anymore? And I'm like, no, it's all the freaking same. Like, it's, I can't even explain. Anyway, I'm going to get off my high horse here because I can talk about pedestals all day long. So just remember, pedestals on a daily basis create separation, and it makes you feel like you're never going to achieve something. And this is simply not true, because where Britney Spears was once is not where she is right now. Where Antonio Brown was once is like one of the best in the NFL. That's not where he is right now. Where Jay-Z was at one point, that's not where he's looked at right now. So I'm just saying, like, don't put anybody or anything above you, okay? You're amazing. Yes. Stacy says, we're not striving to be seen on a pedestal either. Yeah, and I think everybody's different, right? Like, I know there's some people that really want to be seen on a pedestal because they think that sells more, that creates more scarcity, and that creates a vision for people to like want to attain it. I think there's people that need that. But that's just not one of me. I aim at helping people trust themselves. And if I inspire them to do something, I don't want them to look up to me to do it. I want them to look to me, to my eyes. Look to me, not up to me, because up implies that somehow you're at a lower level. And I don't want anybody to put themselves at a lower level compared to anybody. Just because your life is shitty right now, it doesn't mean anything. Your life was great 3 years ago. Now it's shitty. It's going to be great again. It is the cycle of life. And it's the same for Oprah. It's the same for J-Lo. It's only taken her like 4 marriages to find somebody that's actually kind of cool, right? Like, so stop comparing. End of story. Next. I need a drink. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Are you guys having a good time? Are you enjoying this? Is this like a good lunch break? I know it's evening in the UK and in Europe. Where are you joining me from, by the way? Where are you joining me from? Okay, we already talked about this or that. Did I already say? So I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got 2 more to go. Oh my goodness, which one do I want? Okay, I'm going to talk about compliments. Because I've gotten a couple of questions from Julie and other people about how uncomfortable they feel. They feel taking compliments. So I just want to talk a little bit about like what happens behind a compliment, right? And I feel like when other people see something in you that perhaps you don't see in yourself, or you're not aware that it's in you, and sorry, I have to block the comments for a second because it was throwing me up. But anyway, so if I say like Mariana or Jeanette or Jen or Elizabeth, like, oh my gosh, like you look so radiant, right? And Elizabeth or Jen, they don't feel radiant. They're going to be like, who? Radiant? Who? What are you talking about? Right? And the thing is just because you don't see yourself a certain way doesn't mean that you're not that. We can't see the color of our own eyes because you're in the eye socket. The only way you're going to be able to see yourself as you really are is through a mirror, somebody like mirroring back at you and just kind of reminding you, either somebody telling you or somebody, putting a mirror so that you can see more truth, because you can't, unless even cross-eyed, you can't even see yourself. You know what I mean? Like you get a distorted image of yourself. So in order to really see yourself as what other people are seeing, man, you got to look within. And when somebody says you look radiant, or wow, you look amazing, or you did great, and you don't feel like you did great, you feel like a fraud. So for most people, compliments create a fraud syndrome. Does this resonate? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? For most people, when they get compliments, they feel like a fraud. It's the craziest thing, right? And so what I want you to start saying is, thank you. If somebody has a compliment for you, I want you to accept it. I do this all the time. How many of you struggle with compliments? Yeah, I do that all the time. Most people. Why? Because deep down they're not open to receiving. Because deep down they don't see themselves. They're like stuck with the old version of how they see themselves, or how they perhaps, I don't know. Like they grew up thinking they were ugly or fat or distorted or I don't know. Like we all have that. And in order to really shift that, right, so that you see yourself different and then other people notice that, like we really have to be willing to look at ourselves differently. And so compliments to me are nothing but a symptom of how we don't see ourselves. So when somebody gives you a compliment, I want you to say thank you. And here's the second part to this step. I think, Julie, I believe we're on step 6. If you hear a compliment and you don't believe it, it is your responsibility to say, okay, hold up. I know this is going to sound weird, but I'm really working on this. Would you mind saying that again to see if I'll really hear it? Because what happens with compliments is they'll come in one ear and they'll go out the other. And I teach this, so I thought I had it nailed down, right? One time I was doing an event and this woman walks up to me and says, Maru, you're killing it. And I said, oh, thank you so much. And I walked away and my inner voice said, what else is she going to say? Is she going to say that you suck? And I heard it, and I turned around and I said, Ines, I know this is going to sound weird, but can you say that again? Because I could not hear you. It literally, like, it went in, but I didn't digest it. Like, I couldn't accept it. I had no room down here to receive what she said, because deep down I was like, you suck. So to me, the inner voices of what shows up for you when you don't accept a compliment is nothing but just it's a good thing. It's a good thing because it's pointing to the places that you don't see something in yourself that other people are seeing. So this is a heavy one. It's funny. Like I'm pretty intuitive. I think when you've worked with thousands and thousands of people, you just start picking up on the energy of audiences. And in this one in particular, I felt like the energy just went like, wah, wah, wah. Don't worry, I'm going to turn it around here in a second. But it is that important because it's not just about, oh, you look good, great. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It has everything to do that if you feel like a fraud when you get a compliment, we need to clean that up. We need to clean that up because here's the problem with that. All these things that I've been talking about, if you've said yes to any of these things that I'm talking about, deep down, you're having a fear, a limit, a barrier problem that's not allowing you to go deeper. And of course, your abundance is not getting anywhere near you faster. And so if let's say Jeff Bezos or LeBron James or somebody like that, and you didn't know who they were, right? And they come behind you and say, oh my gosh, Stacy, oh my gosh, Trefena, I apologize. People butcher my name all the time. So I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, I apologize. Like they say, wow, you're stunning. I love your energy. And you shut it down. You shut it down, right? Because you're like, oh, I'm just having a good hair day. I'm just wearing this shirt. I bought it at Walmart. It was $5. It's in the sale rack. Like, oh, thanks. You're just being too nice. I'm having a bad hair day, whatever. I just got my hair cut. If you react like that, That's insecurity. That's lack of confidence. And here's somebody that could potentially open some doors for you. What if it was me, right? And I'm like, wow, if this person says, yes, thank you, I'm feeling that. Thank you. I'm so glad you saw it, right? If you react like that, like completely different shift, like just a completely different reality, right? Like one can open doors, the other ones will like shut them in your face. And so you're blocking yourself from the infinite amounts of connections that can come from there, right? I talked about this in one of the lives, I can't remember, but that in 2014 I was at a retreat and I was in a bathroom with a woman and we're talking, like we're washing our hands and drying. We got to talking, we then had dinner. And as we get to talking, she's like, yeah, I'm here at this retreat kind of finding my next steps, like finding myself. I worked for Miss Oprah Winfrey for 18 years and that's all I heard. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I was the most humble woman in the world. But anyway, this all happened because of something like a small talk. Like I had no idea who this person was, but one compliment, one thing that was accepted led to a conversation that led to a dinner that led to this. And this person then ended up like texting Ms. Oprah Winfrey about my cards and about me. And then anyway, I don't give all the details of the story, but you just never know what one connection, one thing, one hello, one hi back, one yes, one thank you will lead you to. So please, my friends, please, I'm asking you to please open yourselves up. You just never know where your destiny is going to show up for you. Yes, ready for the shift. And I'm here, like I showed up for your shift. When the student is ready, the teacher shows up. And I trust there's so many people here that are going to stay with me so that I can coach you daily for the next 3 months, because I'm so excited for 2020 to be like our best year of the rest of our lives, or like a powerful first new year of the rest of our lives. My friends, I'm going to the last thing. Which one has been your favorite so far? Has it been the one about like, I hope I don't mess this up, to how can I nail it? Has it been the one about compliments, the one about pedestals, the one about more please, of course, thank you? So many things that, and here's the things that I feel like I have an innate ability to not just give a shit about people, to hold space for a lot of people, but also to see them through to their shift. Because there's even people in here that when they first started with me, they were shrinking more, they were afraid of everything. And through, my steps and my teachings and things like what I'm talking about here, boom, it's like things shift, right? Things shift. Penny says all of them. Okay, love it. Okay, last but not least, and like I said, I have like 30 of them, right? But this, I'm just trying to find like the most practical one that you can take with you. I can either talk about one about overwhelm, one about resistance, or one about triggers. There's just so many here. Okay. I'm going to choose to talk about triggers. I'm going to choose to talk about triggers because, like I said, I can talk about just a lot of different things in here. But to me, especially in the very heated reality that every single one of us lives, whether in my case, like my family and I, we have very different political views, right? That's a big thing that can create like heated conversations. Or like every time I turn on the news, like I hear something I don't like, or my boyfriend and I have very different ways of seeing the world. So it's like there's triggers everywhere. And I feel like God has given me plenty of opportunities to practice how not to get triggered and how to jump into something I call the human bypass. Okay. So what the human bypass to me is, and I want to explain something about triggers. When you get triggered, if I say something here that makes you go defensive, that makes you go like reactive, right? Miriam says, are you actually magic? Maybe. I have a magic wand. Then my friend maybe. No, I actually give a shit. I really actually give a shit about people changing the reality, and I know it's possible. It's not going to happen like this, but I know what it takes to change your reality. And you know what it takes to change your reality? It's a series of infinite amounts of tiny little different actions. And I know what actions to take that will have the greatest ripple effect in no time whatsoever. And all these things, I'm so generous because I believe in this stuff. So I know how to change this because I've reinvented myself only but about 75 times, and each time just keeps getting better and better and better and better. And I have this juju to pass on to you. So I hope that you'll join me for Infinite Receiving Prosperity Makeover Edition, because it's 3 months of actually me coaching you like daily, okay? No word of lie, daily. And I'll explain how that works. But anyway, so triggers are important to me because triggers have the power to bring you down. Triggers have the power to collapse you, to collapse your peace, to collapse your abundance, to collapse your bubble. Triggers have the power to literally take you down in a second. When I got the message last night about you're nobody, you just have 600 subscribers, you're a piece of shit, whatever. In the past, I would have questioned myself. I would have been like, wow, why did I put my YouTube link in there knowing that I hardly have any followers there? I would have literally gone through a checklist of questioning myself, right? When other people say something about you that doesn't match what it is, and it actually touches a part of you that you protect dearly, that you protect, you get defensive. So when a trigger happens, the first thing we do is we get defensive and we start like defending, right? And I've learned to recreate my relationship to defenses and to triggers, because I don't want anything or anybody to have that much power over me. That is legit the motivation for me in my work on triggers and boundaries too. And the one person that I still work with on this on a daily basis or weekly basis is my ex, my son's dad, because he has a way of triggering me like nobody's business. And I see him as my greatest spiritual teacher. To me, our triggers are pathways to point to the areas that we're still developing spiritually, emotionally, and financially and energetically. And I just don't want triggers to have so much power over you that then you won't even do your actions or do anything because you just want to sit on the couch and binge watch stuff. So the quick thing I wanted to talk about here is something I call the human bypass, because I want you to remember that nobody's perfect. I want you to remember that you're not perfect either. And I want you to know that we all have plenty of moments where we lose our cool. And I want you to remember that you can't control anybody, not even your kids, not even your mom, and especially not your spouse. And actually, the intention or the desire of wanting to control others is the very thing that's going to put you in a headlock like this with reality, not just with your mom or with your sister or with your parent or with your boyfriend or with your husband, with your partner, girlfriend, whatever. Like this, you're literally going to be in a headlock if you react with the same intensity as the intensity that they said the thing that triggered you with. So I want you to know that triggers are not attacks. Triggers are not attacks. I think the mind instantly goes to like, I'm being attacked, so I have to defend. What I'm going to teach you as we go along in the journey is that the truth doesn't need defending, and that we shame people when they don't stand up for themselves. We shame them. We make them feel bad when they're just like listen, or when they just like receive, right? Like if somebody says something to you and you're just like, you watch yourself, you literally look at yourself, how you're reacting with this. You can stay in your power and you can stay in your truth, and you don't have to go convince anybody, which is, when I was in the mood of convincing people to join me or to hire me, I think I was still convincing myself. And it's almost like two drunk people like engaging in an argument, because you're headstrong on adrenaline at the moment. So, oh my gosh, I'm going on and on about this. So give me a second. I think I picked triggers because it's very present in my life, and it's very present in just everybody's lives, I think. And the human bypass is my solution to over time help you stay in your power and stay in your truth, and actually finding miracles and solutions quickly and quicker this way, rather than engaging in a fight, engaging in defending. Because to me, every time that the trigger happens and you go into defending mode, there's no way out of there without fighting or without arguing or without just you not being who you really are. And it just shuts you down like Chinatown. So I do believe you can stay in your power, and you know, this is like my deeper one, like my existential one, but it is so the truth, because if you're on the road and somebody does something nasty, you can't control them, and then you just kind of like go down in this spiral, and like your life feels like shit today because of what somebody else said or did. You gave them all your power, and now you're here, you can't make money, you can't be a good mom, or you can't be like your full amazing self because you just gave away all your power. When I heard that message last night about you're nobody, you have only this, I looked at it, I looked at the person on YouTube, I couldn't find the channel, and then instantly I was like, I had a moment of like, what? Are you serious? And then I was like, whatever. Bless her. So, like I said, I could be going on and on and on. I don't even know how long we've been here. I hope my battery lasts. But I felt like the things that came out today were going to be the perfect ones. Even though I had a list of like 11 things that I wanted to talk to you about, I knew I was going to pick the right ones. I think I picked some pretty good ones, don't you think? So, my capacity to receive expands infinitely like the universe is that mantra that came to me in the car. And I still repeat, not on a daily basis, but as often as I can. And people use it, and I still, every other day on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, I get a message from somebody saying, holy crap, I heard that I said it and this happened. So I hope the same happens to you. Where do we go from here? I want to talk about Napoleon Hill for a second, because there's a formula that I want to share with you guys. I wrote it here. This is something that I never forgot. This is the personal success equation by Napoleon Hill. It's passion plus talent plus association plus action plus faith equals personal success equation. So, why am I talking about this? Because if you don't feel like you're achieving your own personal success, I want to help you dissect and troubleshoot. Where are you lacking? Where in this equation, according to Napoleon Hill and Sharon Lecter in 3 Feet from Gold, he says that you obviously need to have a natural passion and a natural talent. So does everybody in here has a natural passion and natural talent on something? Does everybody here raise your hand, put an emoji, not the poop emoji, but something? Do you have a passion and talent? Yes. Do you have a network and association and a support system that in your life? Okay. Do you have a network and association and people in your life? And do you have are you taking the actions? I have a couple of really good stories to share with you guys, including a miracle that happened to me when I was getting out of the car to come to this call. So stay tuned. Don't drop off yet. So do you feel like you have, so you need to have the associations, right? By that is the network and the support system, right? So that you can stay strong. Second, the actions, right? Okay. Are you taking the actions, or are you paralyzed? Are you frozen? Are you so overwhelmed you don't even know which action to take first? You don't know the how. And third, how is your faith? Do you have faith? Do you believe in yourself right now? Did you used to believe in yourself, but you don't believe in yourself as much right now? So we all have a passion and talent, but you also need actions. You need associations / network support. And then, if you are lacking in any of these departments, my friend, let me tell you, no wonder you may not be getting to where you want to end up fast. So where are you lacking? So the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I have a solution. I have a solution, and I have a solution that provides everything but the passion and the talent. I mean, I can help you uncover it, and I know that all the lessons in infinite receiving will help you figure out like, what is my intuition? What is my core alignment in this planet? Like, there's no doubt in my mind that you can open yourself up to receiving your passion and your talent. However, most people come to me because they already know something they want to pursue, but they're frozen, or they're confused, or they're lost, or they're overwhelmed, or they're lacking faith, right? So where I can help you, and where my coaching, my program, this next 3 months are going to focus on is, first of all, most importantly, is creating a rock solid association, a network of support that are not going to let you default back to the resistance, back to the procrastination, back to the not taking action, right? So I provide the framework for you to take action on a daily basis. I do this by hosting expansion calls. So every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, over the next 2 months, you're going to get me for 30 minutes every day. During these calls, you're going to have a space to take some actions. You're going to have a space to meditate. You're going to have a space to get a giant boost from me 4 times a week, right? So that you have no excuse not to be in momentum, right? So that's the how I'm going to support you with the actions. Plus, in no time, you're going to feel like you have a new family again. All those of you that have gone through the Infinite Receiving program before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You get new clients, you get new sisters in the journey, new friends. So I'm providing with a place and the way for you to have new associations, and then for you to not let yourself off the hook with actions, because we're going to have an accountability system so that you don't hide and lie to yourself like you do on a daily basis, right? Then with the faith, and that's the part where I also come in, because Infinite Receiving came to me in such a miracle way, and I help people trust in the universe again. Stop being the micromanagers of their lives and micromanagers of the universe. Let go of the illusion of control. Only focus on controlling what you can control, and we're gonna really activate and up that faith. So I'm going to give you associations and networks. I'm going to give you a way to take action on a daily and weekly basis. And I'm going to give you the faith, because if you don't believe in yourself right now, or in the universe and in the world right now, I understand. I know that life can do that to us when a bunch of shit has happened all at once. Dark night of the soul. I know you. Thank you for how you've made me. Thank you. I want to help you touch that faith. I want to help you own that faith. And I'm here to help you do all these 3 things. Infinite Receiving is a series of lessons, steps, shifts in consciousness that will have you be an unrecognizable person. In between now and February, March next year, people are going to be like, "Who are you? Wow, you're a badass." People, you're gonna ooze a different energy, right? And all of this is for $99 to start. Like, I've never done this. I haven't done this in like 3 years this way, right? I have changed the pricing. I've changed the structure, because this is my comeback. I haven't taught Infinite Receiving in English for over a year. And, oh yeah, Tony Robbins says, you're the average of the 5 people Jim Rohn says, you're the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So come hang out with me 5 times a week, because then on Thursday afternoons, I'm going to have a giant Q&A coaching support session. So anybody that has questions, that has anything dicey going on, you can come in there in full confidentiality. So every Thursday I'm going to host this container of support. But the expansion calls, which are the daily 30-minute calls, and that's where I'm going to urge you to take action. I'm going to coach your resistance, procrastination, and overwhelm and frozenness out of you. The 30 minutes Tuesdays through Fridays, right? So, and there's 12 lessons every week from here until the week of December 20th. And you're going to stop blocking yourself. Like, you're literally going to learn how to receive. And receiving is not just checks and cash and and cash checks and gift cards. Receiving is so much more than that, right? Because I have a sneaky feeling that if you look around you, you already have it all. You have more than you think that you do. And we just need to work on getting on surplus. We need to work on more than enough. Like, I have enough. I appreciate, I want this, but I'm ready to stop resisting the next level. And that's what I can help you with. Goodbye fear of success. Goodbye resistance. Goodbye all these things that are literally keeping you hostage and are literally acting as this cobwebs in your head and in your energy and in your body. I know what it feels like to be trapped inside of you. And I'm not going to go into, because I don't want to give away the farm, but I've had so many ahas about what it really takes to receive, and it goes way beyond everything that I was already teaching. So for those of you that are brand new, if you sign up today, you're going to get a journal, an Infinite Receiving journal, or a card deck, right? So of course, I don't have my journal right. Oh, I'm pretty sure I do. I've been carrying around my own journal forever, and now I can find it. Okay, so you're either going to get a journal, right? So for those of you that signed up today, you're either going to get a journal or the card deck, which is 40 cards that have inspired Infinite Receiving messages, and they're pocket size, so you literally carry them wherever you go. They're amazing. Or if you pay in full, which is $4.97 only for today, the price goes up to $5.97 tomorrow and $6.97 on Monday. If you sign up today and you pay in full, you get both. You get a swag bag with the cards, and a bracelet, and you get a call with me. So, my friends, before I got here, I had a miracle happen. I had these glasses that went missing about 3 weeks ago. So I want to show you, because this is the real deal. So I was getting out of the car, and these glasses, my blue Ray-Bans popped out of my backpack. Of like, I just literally grabbed my backpack, and the blue glasses were sitting in this passenger seat, and I was like, who put them there? Because I had searched every single one of my bags, all the pockets in my backpack. I had searched everywhere, and I had already discounted, like I had already marked this one's off the face of the planet, my blue Ray-Bans. 2 days ago, I did something that I teach inside Infinite Receiving called a render. I said, okay, God, I'm done searching. They're gone. Thank you. I really love them because they look so good on me, but I'm done. Like, I'm done searching for the glasses. Please find them for me. I turned this over. I up render it. Like, I turned this over to you. I up it to you because I am done. Like, my brain cannot search. I called the Starbucks I had been to. I really wanted them. And today I'm walking in here to do this class, and the glasses, as if miraculously, popped out of somewhere, one of my 2 bags. And I share this with you, not because I'm crazy, no, it's because we forget to believe in the miracles. We forget to believe in what's possible. We forget that at any given point, your reality can shift. Something can enter your awareness, your consciousness, a prayer, an idea, something can happen, and your life can change. And this doesn't change my life to the fullest, but it may affect one of you that needs a miracle today. And this is just evidence of what's possible. The author of The Prosperous Coach, Rich Litvin, and I can't remember the other guy's name, Steve Hudson, I can't remember, just posted something like this a week ago. He had glasses that went missing. He looked everywhere. They're gone missing for 10 days. He went to the movies. When he comes out, the glasses were sitting on his windshield. So either an alien put them there or an angel put them there. We don't know. But when I read that story, I was like, I'm going to do the same for my glasses because I really want my blue glasses back. And I did, and I got them. So sometimes we're so jaded by life. We're so filled with our traumas, our mistakes, the past. It's been so long since I've received that I'm not willing to believe. And I'm just so that you just don't even want to believe. You know what I mean? So I'm here to help you return to that little girl inside of you that used to ask for castles, that used to think that, oh man, I could be an astronaut. I could be a police officer if I wanted to. Oh, nobody wants to be a police officer, but I want to be an astronaut. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be what I want to be. I'm here to help you believe again. Look, I know that we've all gone through coaching trauma, through program trauma. We've invested more than we had and we haven't made it back. All that stuff. Been there, done that. Thankfully, I have good juju, and I'm willing to give my good juju to share my good juju with you. But we need to believe again. We need to believe again. And I'm here to show you that they do happen. I'm pretty sure my glasses showing up back in my life is a way of me seeing things even more clearly again and bringing you this message. My friends, it's tough for us. It's time for us to stop giving, doing, and not receiving in proportion to what we're putting out there. And listen, I'm willing to put on my gloves, my working gear on, and really help you troubleshoot. And you're gonna have to trust me, right? Like, I'm a pilot, I'm a seasoned pilot in transformation. And you're gonna have to trust me that I can take you through turbulent times, and you're gonna land on the other side firm and awesome and feeling confident and a badass because you survived. Not only did you survive your past, your mistakes and everything, but you proved to yourself that you are worthy, deserving, awesome, and beautiful and smart. And then none of those things defined you, right? Because if your joy and your mood and your happiness goes up and down with your bank account, you have a problem. You have a problem. And that problem is codependency. There's some codependencies going on. Codependency with your business, codependency with your money. I want to break that bond, and I want to help you be so strong in your core that everything around you is going to flow because you're going to flow. So I could sit here and talk to you guys for forever, but I really, really wanted to, number one, give you some tools. And number two, just really make a case for you, right? This goes way beyond me I'm speaking to your soul. I'm speaking to your ego. It's going to be really hard for you to wrestle your resistance, your fear, your procrastination to the ground on your own. So I'm here to help you do that. And those things are standing in the way of your receiving. So we kick off on Tuesday. October 1st, with the first expansion calls. We're going to declutter. We're going to look at ourselves different. We're going to do all these things. And it's going to be a family. That's the thing, is everything I create as a community base is really fun. Most people get results. I can't say that 100% because a lot of people drop off. But the way I'm teaching it and everything that I'm bringing in new, it's badass. It's kick-ass. So what I wanted to say is, if you're already a member of Infinite Receiving, you get the lessons and you get the content, you get the self-study, no problem. That is included. So you don't have to pay anything. However, if you do want to participate on the 40 or 50 live calls that I'm going to do, there is an upgrade fee of $197, right? So for those of you that join, you get access to this round, and that's going to be more than enough. You get access to everything. But if you're an existing IR member, I can send you the link. Ask me. Me, Julia, and Alicia are going to be manning the phones and the messenger and everything, so that you have the greatest opportunity to get the card deck or the journal if you sign up today. There will be new payment plans tomorrow, but it will be higher. So I highly encourage you guys to take advantage of this today. So it's $197 or 2 times 99 if you're an existing IR member, to do all the live participation round. You get replays with everything. So if you miss something, don't worry, there's a membership side. You also get bonuses. You're going to get my Launch Your Woo Woo, which is my 7-step little video course on how I downloaded Infinite Receiving and how to turn a good idea into a project that is aligned and it's going to be open to receive. You also get my Show Up bundle, where it's like classes about how to let go of self-consciousness and how to not feel like a fraud. You get so much, and it's all in the checkout page. So I don't have a huge sales page or nothing. If you feel the call, stop sabotaging yourself and just say yes. You can trust me. I am this fun all the time, and I know that when the student is ready, the teacher shows up. So yes, if you're already an IR member, it's you get to upgrade for that. And if you are not an IR member and you're joining for the first time, then this is the lowest price I've offered it at in like 2 years or 2.5 years. So go ahead and jump on. Listen, my friends, I want to leave you with a couple of things. So I was at a conference once, and this guy had $100 bill, and he kept saying, who wants this? Who wants this? Who wants the $100 bill? Right? Who wants the $100 bill? And all these people, and myself included, were like, me, I want it. And I stood up on this chair, and then finally somebody got up from the chair and went to grab it, and he just took it, and he walked away with a $100 bill. And I was like, man, that was so freaking easy, right? Why didn't I think of that before? We tend to overthink, overperfect, overanalyze everything, right? And in that overthinking, overanalysis, overperfecting things, we miss opportunities, right? And so sometimes it's just as simple as like, you know what? I'm going to turn this thing and do a live on today, and that's the end of it, right? I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not going to set up this whole webinar. I'm just going to do it now, God damn it. And I did, right? And we're here. So what are you overthinking? What are you overanalyzing? What are you trying to overperfect, right? If you feel the pull, I want you to go ahead and just grab it and just do it, because we kick off on Tuesday, and this is the shortest, sweetest, like in or out, fast and furious opening enrollment period of Infinite Receiving I've ever done. And I'm trusting myself that this is the right one. So I'm calling you in, right? There's so much more out there for us to receive than what we're allowing ourselves to get, you know? And so my capacity to receive expands infinitely like the universe. I am so open to be like the best mentor and teacher for you. And I know that these 3 months are going to set you up for the rest of your life. I already know it. I just know it like I know it like I know it. So I can't wait to kick things off. I was going to start on Wednesday, but I got a miracle. I was supposed to do jury duty on Tuesday. So I was going to start the calls on Wednesday, and then my jury duty got canceled. So the universe opened up that day for me to start. So who's in? Who is in? Who wants to be in? I don't even know because I can't see. But Julie, if you don't mind sharing the... Stacy says, I'm in. I don't overthink it. Yes, yes, yes. And Stacy's a repeating IR member. She's committed to doing it this time. So anyway, thank you guys. This is nothing but the tip of the iceberg of the energy and the tools and the things that you're going to get and that are gonna fastly, not slowly, but pretty quickly, like start rewiring the way you think. And then it's really cool what happens, because then you tell your children and you tell your friends and you catch your friends and they're shrinking. And I want people to stop being so nervous. I want people to stop shrinking so much. I want people to stop getting in their own way. And yeah. And I just want us all to flow. And this is going to be a new family, I promise. Okay, so thank you guys for those that have already joined. I want the class to be bigger. I think we have 10 people in already, and that's awesome. But I want this to be a 50-person class. So get busy, people. Let's do this, right? Let's do this and get all the goodness that I'm trying to pour into you. Receive it. You're not going to find somebody on the internet out there right now that wants to give so badly. Are you open? Are you open? And the fee, I tell you, this is going to multiply itself, not just in money, in miracles, in every different way. Like, this is a symbolic fee for an expansion of your future. By the way, there is an opportunity for today only to get 3 one-on-one sessions with me if you upgrade. So that's also on the website, on the checkout page. So I hope you take advantage of it. Thank you so much for letting me come into your lunch hour, into your evening. Guys, do not let this opportunity escape by. You don't want to wait another 3 months to start making these changes. Let's start today. And if you're an existing member, don't forget that there's an upgrade fee if you want to participate in all the calls, right? If not, you can do the self-study, and that's cool too. I love you guys. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I can't wait to kick Infinite Receiving, the prosperity makeover. I know that by December, our lives are going to look a little bit different. So 3 one-on-one session upgrade, that's also available there. There's a payment plan for that too. Let's do this. I know I can change your life, and you're going to change mine. Can't wait. See you. Bye.